Hello again. I had a question in my face-to-face class about, I believe it's number 29 in section 1.2, but anyways, it's one of the last questions that asks for you to figure out the principal and the interest and the new principal for the first 3 months of the loan. Uh, we could do this for the entire length of the loan. That would be called an amortization table. So that's what I'm going to review right now. I don't have a pen, but that's okay. We could get by without it. So anyways, this one was about a home mortgage, and the principal was $156,000, and the interest rate for my question was 6%. Change that, still 12 payments per year, and the time now is not 5 years. That would be great to pay off your house that soon, but it's 30. And remember, the payment adjusts automatically because we input this entire formula into the cell to quickly change the numbers and get the new payments. So what we want to start with is basic column here. We're going to do the payment number. So for instance, number one would be the very first payment. You just took out this home loan, you make your first payment, right? And we could fill this down all the way to 360 for a 30-year loan, but I don't want to go down that far, so we'll go somewhere, near 24-ish. And when we fill down, it shows all ones, but this little pop-up here, autofill options, change it to fill series, and it counts automatically, right? Another cool time saver. So let's just go down to 24, the first 2 years of the loan, even though the question only asks for the first 3 months. This next row, it's optional. I'm going to put the payment again because, as this changes, it may be easier to reference this cell instead. But anyways, this payment will always be the same. Maybe the very last payment will be pennies different, but no worries. So our payment is from E2. However, if I fill this down, right, I'm going to get a bunch of errors because it's trying to change the fill, right? So it will always be this value E2. Remember the dollar signs. If I do a dollar in front of the letter and the number, the column and the row, it will remain stagnant to where that will be the same payment every time. Okay? So now the main parts of the question asks for the interest that you're paying for that payment and how much is applied to the principal, and therefore you would have a new balance. My mouse is a little touchy here. Sorry about that. These are the 3 things the question is asking for. The interest each month, you're going to take the balance of the loan multiplied by the interest rate, but divide it by n. That's the number of months, right? That way we can see how much interest is paid per month. Basically, it's this top part of the formula. Principal multiplied by APR over n. So equals. I'm not going to use any dollar signs here. Sometimes the first row is a little tricky because you're pulling in information that is going to change each time. So anyways, the balance of the loan is $156,000 at the start, multiplied by the APR divided by n, which is both up there, B2 and C2 respectively. So the first month, out of the $935.30 payment, $780 of that is interest. So to get the principal, I just need to take that payment, I'll use this one, take away the interest, and that tells me how much is actually going towards the loan, $155.30. Well, if I paid that much towards the loan, which is minimal, right? That sounds about right for a home mortgage. The first half of your loan, you're really just paying interest. So I need to take the original balance, $156,000, minus the principal that I just paid, and that's my new balance. Now beginning in the second row, well, technically row 5 here, but the second payment, I could start using these figures and uh, and come up with a formula for the autofill. All right, so very similar. Interest is the principal, which is this new balance multiplied by the interest rate. Now this isn't going to change unless you refi or something, but then it would change everything. Divided by the months per year, right? And that would be the interest for the month. Also, I want to point out these are currencies, right? They're dollar figures. So let's go ahead and change that. $779.22. That the rest was rounded, right? 0.0035 isn't even a penny, so it looks a little cleaner that way. Now when we go to fill down though, this balance is going to continuously change, and hence the interest is dropping slightly each month. I'm not paying interest off the full $156,000 loan anymore. I'm paying off of this now. So therefore in this formula, I want it to stay in this column E, but I don't want it to stay in the row 4. Right? The next balance will be 5, 6, 7, so forth. So throw that $sign in front of the E. For B2 and C2, the rate and the number of payments per year are not going to change at all. So we throw $signs in front of both of those. That way it's fixed on B2 and C2. That will not change at all. The principal, the new balance, will continuously change. Okay. Likewise, I could enter a formula here now using $signs. That way I could use the fill down feature. So just like before, I'm going to take my payment, B5, take away that interest that I'm paying to see how much principal. Now if I fill down, this is going to get all messed up. So remember, tell it to remain in column B and tell it to remain in column C because that interest will be changing. Technically the payment is not. I could throw another $sign here. It wouldn't matter. Okay. New balance. I had this balance, $155,844.70. Take away this principal that I just paid to get the balance after month 2. But again, we're going to want to fill down because these are changing. Right? The principal is going to increase each month. I'm paying a little more towards the loan. My balance will be dropping each month because of the payments. Now, in order to fill down, I'm going to fill down all 3 of these. You click on C5 in my file, and you hold your mouse down and highlight these 3 cells. Now when I go to the bottom right and fill down, bam, everything. Just so kind of visually inspect. I don't want to do the math for all of this. Let's make sure we got it right. Right? Our interest each month should slowly be going down. You can see it's not much. Principal should start going up. Again, it's not much. If we drag this down all the way to 360th payment, we'll notice it start to increase significantly as the years go on. And the balance should slowly be dropping. After 2 years of payments with a $156,000 loan at these terms, I now owe $152,000. Right? We barely dropped $4,000 after 2 years of making this payment of a little over $900. Not very much. But again, as your problem changes, say, you got a better interest rate, everything will change because we built this based on formulas, not plugging in numbers. Although Excel has that capability, this is far more powerful. Okay, hopefully this helps. Again, we could drag this all the way down to 360. I'm not going to do that, but that is called an amortization table. Probably should have typed that header above it, but anyways, there you go.